So, dear student, in the last lecture we have finished example based on even function. Now today we are going to start the new topic, the example based on odd function. So before that we must know what is the odd function, then we will go for the problem. So we first define odd function. Odd function. Okay. In similar way we will define odd function like a even function. So a function a function f of x is said to be a function f of x is said to be odd function if f of minus x equal to what? Minus of f of x. If your function satisfies this condition, then that function is known to be what? Odd function. Okay. So graphically, in graphical approach, how you will define odd function? An odd function is what? Symmetric about the origin. In the last lecture we have seen that even function is what? Symmetric about the y-axis, but odd function is symmetric about the origin. Or a function is said to be odd. A function is said to be a, a function is said to be odd if if the graph of that function if the graph of that function is symmetric graph of that function is about symmetric about what? Origin. Graph of that function is symmetric about origin. Okay. If your graph of the function is symmetric about the origin, then we can say that that function is what? Odd function. Example, for example, if I take the function xq, if I take the function xq, we know what is the graph of xq. What is the graph of xq? We draw. If I draw the picture of that, so this is your y-axis and this is your x-axis. So your graph of xq is like this. This is what? And this is like this. Okay, this is xq. So this graph is what? Symmetric about the symmetric about the origin. Okay, from here to origin, this is your origin, and here to this one. Okay, so this graph and this graph is what? Same. The length of this graph and this graph is same about what? Origin ke through this graph will be same. So this graph is known as what? Symmetric about the origin. So this graph is passing through the origin and it is symmetric about the origin. Okay, so this function is what? Known to be an odd function. Getting? So let f of x equal to what? Ax cube. Okay, by this definition we are checking whether this function is even or odd. So we are replacing x by minus x, and this equal to what? Minus x the whole raised to q, and this can be written as minus x to the power 3. But x q is what? X q is what? F of x. So this is minus of f of x. So therefore here we write f of minus x is what? F of x. F of minus x is f of minus of f of x. Okay, therefore we can say that f is an odd function. F is an odd function. Getting? Similarly, you will have x raised to 5 is odd, x raised to 7 is odd. Okay, and so on up to what? X raised to 2n plus 1 is odd function. Okay, so the second example, Second example is what? If I take the function sine x, okay, we will check whether this function is even or odd. So we first let f of x equal to sine of x, okay. Now replace x by minus x, replacing x by minus x. So we replacing x by minus x, so this become sine of minus x. But sine of minus theta is what? Minus of sine theta, that is x. But sine x is what? F of x. So we write here minus of f of x. Therefore we can write f of minus x equal to minus of f of x. So therefore we can say that function f of x is what? An odd function. An odd function. Okay, this function is odd function. Getting how to check the given function is even and odd? Just replacing x by minus x and check whether the function satisfy this condition or not. If so, then that will be what? That will be odd function. Example number 3. Suppose I am taking this function, that is what? X plus x square. Okay, I'm taking this function. I'm checking whether this function is even or odd. I'm checking whether this function is even or odd. So just replace x by minus x. Okay, so this is what? Minus x and plus minus x plus minus x the whole square. Okay, minus x the whole square. So this can be written as what? Minus x and minus minus here plus, this is square of negative number is positive, this is x square. Okay, but this is what I'm taking here? I'm taking here what? Minus sign common. So this is what? Ax ax here minus x square. Okay, but this is what? This is not equal to minus of f of x. Okay, because your f of x is what? X plus x square, na? So this is not x here, plus sign is not there. Okay, here plus sign is not there. So this function is what? Even function or odd function? This is not odd function. F is not an odd function. F is not an odd function. So odd function नहीं है तो क्या ये even है? Let us check. Let us check whether it is even or not. Now or also f of x is equal to what? F of x is what? Just replace x by minus x. Okay, so I am replacing f of minus x equal to what? Minus x equal to here minus x and plus minus x square, and this is what? This is minus x and plus x square, and which is what? Which is not equal to f of x also. Okay, because f of x is for x plus x square. Okay, so this function is also not a even function. ये तो क्या है? Neither even nor odd. It's not an even function. F is not an even function. Okay, f न तो odd है न तो even है. ठीक है, ये कौन सा फंक्शन है? जनरल फंक्शन है. कैसा फंक्शन है ये? जनरल फंक्शन है. Getting? Now let us write down the formula for even and odd function. For write down for odd function. Okay, for odd function, if f of x is an odd function, f of x is an odd function in the interval your interval is what, minus pi to pi, then what happen? Then you will have a naught. A naught is what, 1 upon 2 pi integration of limit minus pi to pi f of x and dx, and this equal to what, this equal to 0. Why this so? Since f is odd function, so this integral will be 0. Okay. And an, what is the an will be 1 upon pi integration of limit minus pi to pi f of x cos nx and dx, and this equal to what, this equal to also 0. Why this so? Since f is odd function. Okay, so this will 0. F is odd function, but cos is what, even function. So this is product of odd function, odd, and into even. Odd into even is what, odd function. Okay, so this is odd function, so odd function hai to integral will be 0. Getting? This is the property of even and odd function. Okay, and what about the bn? What about bn? Bn equal to 1 upon pi integration of limit minus pi to pi f of x sin nx dx. Okay, only bn term will survive, so just write it in systematic way. So this is what, odd function or even function. See here, sin, f of x is here what, f of x is here odd, f of x is odd function, and sin is also odd function, okay. So product of odd and odd will be what, even. Product of odd and odd will be even. Okay, so this is what, so this become 1 upon pi 2 times of integration of limit pi 0 to pi f of x sin nx dx. Okay, so you can write in systematic way. So this will become 2 times of this integral by what, pi. Okay, why this so? Since what, f is odd function, okay. So f is odd and sine is also odd, so product of odd and odd will be what, even. Here f is odd and this is what, even. Product of odd and even function is what, odd function. So that's why this will 0. Here odd function है तो integral इसका 0 होता है by properties of definite integral. Getting? So you must remember these 3 formulae. Okay, so let us do the problem based on this, then you will understand what is the even and odd function formula. Example. The example is what? Find the Fourier series of the function. Find the Fourier series of the function f of x equal to what? Sin px in the interval minus pi to pi. Okay, let us see how to find Fourier series of this function. Okay, solution. Just write down the given function. Given that your function f of x is sin px, okay, where p p क्या है? p is any constant number है, that is not integer. Okay, that is not an integer. Okay, now just check whether this function is even or odd. Okay, by definition we can directly say that this function is odd function, but we have to check whether this function is even or odd. So just replacing x by minus x. Okay, so this is what? Sine of p minus x. So this can be written as sine of minus px, and this is what? Minus sine px. Okay, but sine px is what? Your function f of x. Therefore we can say that f of minus x equal to minus of f of x. Okay, therefore f is what? An odd function. F is an odd function. Okay, odd function है. Then you can directly say that a naught and an will be 0. Therefore a naught equal to 0 and an equal to 0, since f is odd function. F is odd. Okay, since f is odd function. Getting? Name this equation number 1 and this is 2. Now to find bn. Now to find bn. Okay, and what is the formula for bn? Your bn is what? Your bn is equal to, I am using this formula, 2 by pi integration of limit 0 to pi f of x sine n x. Okay, and dx. This is your formula. Okay, now let us go for the next page and substitute the function value. Okay, just substitute the function value. So this is what? Go to the next page. Therefore bn equal to what? Bn equal to 2 by pi integration of limit 0 to pi, and f of x. Instead of f of x we will put what? We will put sine px into sine nx dx. Okay, into sine nx dx. Now here we will apply the formula of what? 2 sine a sine b. What is the formula of 2 sine a sine b? Here यहाँ का 2 मैं यहाँ पे यूज कर ले रहा हूँ. ठीक है, we are using 2 inside. Okay, or if you don't want to use, just multiply and divide by 2. So we writing 2 by pi. Okay, I am dividing by 2 and 0 to pi, integration of limit 0 to pi, we multiplying here 2. So sine px into sine nx dx. So this is what? And this 2 and this 2 2. So 1 upon pi integration of limit 0 to pi. Okay, now here we will apply the formula of 2 sine a into sine b. So what is that? Cos a plus b. So cos a minus b, px minus nx. Okay, and here minus cos a plus b. A is your px and plus b and x. Okay, just close the bracket, write down dx. So this equal to 1 upon pi integration of limit 0 to pi. Just simplify this. So this is cos p minus n x minus cos p plus n x. Okay, and dx. So just integrate this. This is equal to 1 upon pi. Okay, I'm integrating. Integration of cos is what? Sine. Sine p minus n x and divided by their coefficient. What is that? P minus n. Okay. And minus integration of cos is sine. That is sine n plus 1. Sorry. N plus p plus 1. So sine is what? Sine p plus n x and divided by their coefficient p plus n. Okay, here p minus n coefficient and divide by here p minus n. Yes, coefficient is p plus n, so we divide here p plus n. Okay, just providing limit 0 to pi. Okay, just provide limit 1 upon pi. 1 upon pi. Upper limit is sine p minus n pi by p minus n. Okay, sine minus sine p plus n pi by p plus n. Okay, minus lower limit. We putting here 0. So this sine 0 becomes 0 and this becomes 0. So this is 0 minus 0. Okay, just close the bracket. So this is equal to 1 upon pi, and here we will have 1 upon pi, and here we will have sine p minus n pi by p minus n, and minus here sine p plus n pi by p plus n. Okay, now what I have to do? Here? We just open here, apply the formula of sine a minus b. Okay, apply the formula of sine a minus b, and here sine a plus b. So let us apply. Okay, this is 1 upon pi. Just multiply कर लेते हैं. Sin p pi minus n pi. Okay, and divide by what? P minus n, and minus sin p pi and plus n pi, and divide by what? P plus n. Okay, चलिए now apply the formula. 1 upon pi sin a minus b, that is what? Sin a p pi sin a cos b n pi. Okay, and minus cos a, that is p pi cos a sin b. Okay, cos a sin b. What is the sin b? Sin n pi. Okay, and divide by p minus n, and minus here I am putting here bracket. Apply the formula of sin a plus b. So sin a p pi cos b n pi, and plus sin a cos b plus cos a p pi cos a sin b n pi. Okay, just divide by p plus n. Okay, so this is equal to 1 upon pi cos n pi. Cos n pi is what? We write here sin p pi. Cos n pi is minus 1 raised to n. Okay, and minus cos p pi as it is. Sin n pi is 0, so this will 0. Okay, So this will sin n pi is 0. So this will 0 and divide by p minus n. Okay, and minus, and cos minus, yes, sin n pi is 0, so this becomes 0. So here you will have sin p pi, cos n pi is what, minus 1 raised to n, and divide by what, p plus n. Okay, just close the bracket. And what is the common, what is the common here? Your common is, I am writing minus sign plus also, plus 0. Okay, मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा था. Just close the bracket. So now let us move to the next page. Then we will write, therefore bn equal to, just simplify, then we will take common, 1 upon pi, 1 upon pi, then sin p pi minus 1 raised to n, sin p pi minus 1 raised to n, and divide by p minus n, okay, and minus sin p pi minus 1 raised to n, divide by what, p plus n. Okay, p plus n. So I'm taking here sin p pi common, so we will have sin p pi by pi. Okay, into minus 1 raised to n is also common. Okay, what is inside? This is 1 upon p minus n, and minus 1 upon p plus n. Okay, this is your bracket. Just simplify this, sin p pi by pi, okay, minus 1 raised to n. Now just cross multiply, so p plus n minus p, and this become what, just put bracket, p minus n, and divide by what, p minus n into what, p plus n. Okay, so this can be written as what, sin p pi by pi and minus 1 raised to n. Simplify, so minus and plus cancel, minus minus got plus, so here 2 times of n. Okay, uh, p and p cancel, or n plus 2 times of n by, and this is what, p square minus n square. Getting, p square minus n square. If I taking minus n common, so this become what, n plus 1. So no need to take. So 2 is here. So we multiply here 2. Okay, 2 sin p pi by pi. Okay, and what is the remaining thing? Your remaining term is what, minus 1 raised to n into n by what, p square minus n square. If I taking minus sign outside, so this become what, this become, I'm taking minus sign outside, so this is 2 sin p pi by pi, okay, minus 1 raised to n into n, divide by, I'm taking minus sign common. Okay, this is what, this is product, I'm taking minus sign common, so this become n square minus p square. Okay, n square minus p square. So minus 1, suppose we taking here minus 1 common. Okay, so this is what, 2 sin p pi by pi. So I'm taking this on reverse, so this is become what, minus 1 raised to minus 1. Okay, into minus 1 raised to n into n divided by n square minus p square. So this can be written as what? 2 times of sine p pi by pi. So this is minus 1. Base is same, the power will be added n minus 1 into n and divide by what? N square minus p square. Name this what? Equation number 3. Name this equation number 3. Now let f of x equal to what? A naught plus sum running from n equal to 1 to infinity a n cos nx plus summation running from n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin nx. Okay, this is what? Name this equation number star. Okay, now putting 1 2 and 3 in equation number star, we get. Let us move to the next page. Putting 1 2 and 3 in equation number star, we get what? F of x equal to a naught is what? 0 plus sum running from n equal to 1 to infinity a n is also 0 cos nx and plus summation running from n equal to 1 to infinity and bn. What is the bn? Bn is found this 2 sine p pi by pi, 2 sine p pi by pi. Okay, then minus 1 raised to n minus 1 n minus 1 raised to n minus 1 into n and divide by n square minus p square, n square minus p square into sine n x. Okay, so this is equal to, this is 0, this is 0, so no need to write down 0. Just if you want, then write down this is 0 plus I'm taking this constant term outside, so 2 sine p pi by pi summation running from n equal to 1 to infinity and minus 1 raised to n minus 1 into n divide by n square minus p square sine nx. Okay, one more step, so this is equal to 2 sine p pi by pi summation running from n equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n minus 1 into n divided by n square minus p square into sine nx. Okay, so which is required Fourier series of given function? So which is required Fourier series of the given function. Okay, next problem, example number 2. जहाँ तक होगा वहाँ तक करेंगे, नहीं होगा तो आप करेंगे. ठीक है, एग्जाम्पल
कोई 10 मिनट
एग्जाम्पल नंबर 2.
बाकी है.
हाँ 10 मिनट हो. यस
5 मिनट बाकी.
आसान है, बहुत आसान है. यस नो प्रॉब्लम. obtain the Fourier series of the function f of x equal to what? Ex cube. Okay, in the interval minus pi to pi, in the interval minus pi to pi. So let us see how to do this problem similar way. Solution of this. Solution of this, first of all, just write down your given function. Given f of x equal to what? Ex cube. Okay. Just check whether this function is even or odd. Directly you can see that this function is odd function by the definition of odd function. Okay. This function is what? Odd function. If you don't know, just check it. Just replacing x by minus x equal to what? Minus x to the power 3, and this become minus x cube, but x cube is what? F of x. So this is what? Minus of f of x. Okay. So therefore f of minus x equal to minus of f of x. Therefore f is what? F is an odd function. An odd function. Okay. F is an odd function. Okay. Therefore you can say that a naught equal to 0. Okay. You can say directly a naught is 0 and an is 0. Okay. Since f is odd. F is odd function. Okay. The reason is this. Name this equation number 1 and name this equation number 2. But our job is what? To find coefficient Bn. So to find coefficient Bn. For this we will have formula Bn equal to what? 2 by pi integration of limit 0 to pi, okay, and f of x sine and x and dx is this formula for Bn. Okay, this is formula for Bn. 2 by pi, देख लिए ये फार्मूला 2 by pi integration of limit 0 to pi f of x sin nx dx. Okay, just substitute function. This is equal to 2 by pi integration of limit 0 to pi f of x is what? X cube into sin n x dx. Here we will use generalized integration by part. Okay, let us move to the next page. So therefore we will have Bn equal to 2 by pi integration of limit 0 to pi x cube sin n x in dx. Okay, so we will use here generalized integration by parts. So this is 2 by pi and bracket, this is u and this is v. So we write x cube integration of sine is what? Minus cos n x by coefficient n. Okay, minus derivative of this, that is 3x square, and integration of this, integration of cos is sine. So minus sign is already here, so we write here minus sin n x by n. Coefficient of this is n, but n is already here, so this become n square. Okay, plus minus, then we write here plus. Okay, and derivative of this, so 3 derivative of this 3 to just 6x हो जाएगा. So this become what? 6x and integration of this. What is the integration of sine? Integration of sine is minus cos. So minus and minus become plus. So this is cos n x divided by n, but n square is already here, so this is n q. Okay, plus minus plus then minus sign, and derivative of this, that is 6. Okay, integration of this, what is the integration of cos? Sine n x divided by coefficient of n, but n is here, so this is n raised to 4. Okay, and providing limit 0 to pi, and this is equal to 2 upon pi. पहले simplify करो, then after provide the limit. So this become minus x cube cos n x by n, minus minus goes plus 3x square sin n x upon n square and plus 6x cos n x upon n q and minus sin n x upon n raised to 4. Okay, and providing limit 0 to pi. Okay, so this is 2 by pi, big bracket and curly bracket. Upper limit is what? Minus pi q. Okay, cos n pi by n and plus sin pi will be what? Here we write here 3 pi square. Sin pi will be 0. Should I put or directly write down 0?
Directly go 0.
Okay, 0 and plus 6 pi and cos n pi by n q and minus 6 sin pi will be what? 0. Sin pi is 0. This is your first bracket and minus second bracket. Here 0 multiply by this 0 minus. Okay, and 0 multiply by this 0, 0 multiply by this 0 and 0 multiply by this is 0. Oh, yes, ये भी 0 हो गया. Okay, 0, everything will be 0. X है यहाँ पे 0 and here x also 0, here x is also 0 but here is not x but sign is there, so that sign 0 is also 0, so everything will be 0. Just close the big bracket. So this is equal to 2 by pi and simplify, this is minus pi q. Cos n pi is what? Minus 1 raised to n by n. Okay, this will what? 0 and plus 6 pi cos n pi is what? Minus 1 raised to n. Minus 1 raised to n divided by what? N q, and this is 0. Just simplify. So this is equal to 2 by pi minus pi q minus 1 raised to n by n plus 6 pi minus 1 raised to n by n q. Okay, so this is equal to what? 2 by pi, and what is the common in between? Minus 1 raised to n common और एक pi यहाँ से common आएगा. So this is what? Pi minus 1 raised to n. ओके,
तो 1 डिवाइड बाय n भी कॉमन ले सकते हैं ना?
हाँ, इसको भी ले लो, अब n भी कॉमन है. ठीक है, सो यहाँ से क्या मिला आपको? दिस इज पाई माइनस पाई स्क्वायर एंड प्लस सिक्स बाय n स्क्वायर. ओके, प्लस 6 बाय n स्क्वायर आया आपका. ठीक है, जस्ट ऐसा अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, इसको मैं थोड़ा और अच्छे से लिखूंगा. सो दिस इज व्हाट? कांस्टेंट टर्म. This is your constant term, so I am taking constant term inside. So this is what? Pi and pi 2. Okay, so this is 2 minus 1 raised to n upon n and minus pi square plus 6 by n square. Okay, just write down it more systematic form. चलो मल्टीप्लाई कर लेते हैं. This is equal to minus 1 raised to n as it is. We multiply this inside. So this is what? Minus 2 pi square by n and plus 6 to the 12 n q. Okay, 12 n q. इसको मैं थोड़ा और अच्छे से लिखूंगा. So this is equal to what? Minus 1 raised to n 12 by n q minus 2 pi square by n. Okay, name this equation number 3. Okay, now let us move to the next page. Let f of x equal to what? a naught plus sum running from n equal to 1 to infinity an cos n x plus sum running from n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin n x. Name this equation number star. Okay, putting equation number 1, 2 and 3 in equation number what? In equation number star, we get f of x and a naught is what? 0 plus sum running from n equal to 1 to infinity an is 0 cos n x plus sum running from n equal to 1 to infinity bn. Bn we found, what is that? Minus 1 raised to n, minus 1 raised to n in bracket 12 by n cube, 12 by n cube minus 2 pi square by n, 2 pi square by n. Okay, then sin n x. Okay, just simplify this. So this will 0, this will 0, no need to write. This will 0 and this will 0, no need to write, just write down sum running from n equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n and in bracket is what? 12 by n cube minus 2 pi square by n into what? Sin n x. Okay, which is require Fourier series of given function, which is a required Fourier series of given function. Okay, I hope you understood, students, how to find Fourier series of the function x q in the interval minus pi to pi. Yes or no? Yes or no, students? Can you tell me?
Yes, sir.